Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Bigfoot Weekly. Today is Wednesday, September 11, 2013. I want to start out by saying thanks to Nikki Colon, who volunteered her time, just like I volunteer my time, to administer a Bigfoot Weekly Facebook page or group is what it is. And so she kicked that off a couple days ago, and it's still under construction, but it's starting to pick up a little momentum. So if you get a chance, go out there and have a look. And without any further delay, let's kick this thing off. Thanks. Alright, this video was introduced to me by a viewer, subscriber. Let's see, she's down here somewhere. It goes by Claudia Acliable. Anyway, she signs her comments as Claudia. So Claudia, shout out to you and your family. Thanks for the referral here to this video. It's entitled Torn Up Camp. It was released July 31st of this year and has about 350 views or less. But anyway, really interesting video here. These two men are driving at night and run into this camp. So they get out to investigate, and the camp is just in shambles. Stuff scattered everywhere. The tent's been torn and taken down. Just evidence that something went through there and just trashed this entire camp. Threw firewood out of the fire pit, things like that. So they look for anybody who might be there. And then but they're trying to figure out what could have done this or why. But the interesting thing, there's two parts to this. The second part, they actually come back, and they come back during the day to follow up on what they ran into that night. And then it becomes obvious that whatever destroyed this camp was definitely was not human. And they start to draw conclusions. You can draw your own. Have a look at that, and it's interesting. In the daytime, they start looking for clues, and they find certain things. And right now, I can't remember whether or not they found the owners of the camp. All of the gear that got left behind and destroyed. I don't think they ever did, but in any case, it sure is interesting to watch. And thanks, Claudia, for that referral. We'll check it out. I found this article in the Bigfoot Field Journal, which I believe is Scott Carpenter's Field Journal. And guess what? He's got a short article here called Bigfoot Advanced Concepts Stealth Mode. Right. And guess how Bigfoot becomes stealthy? Infrasound. So you have stealth and infrasound happening all at once. So anyway, he goes through his concept of just how the Bigfoot makes himself so stealthy, and he has just a ton of stills from his videos where you see Bigfoot like images with faces and body parts and things like that looked as though they're blended into the surroundings. And I won't give it away, but you can read his theory on how the Sasquatch is able to do this, and then he provides pictures as well of cases where he feels as though he's captured a Sasquatch, but it's very well cloaked with the surroundings. Interesting. It really is interesting. So I'll post that for you to read, and or for you to laugh at. I know some of you have a hard time with cloaking and infrasound, but in this case, it's the double whammy. So not only does he hide from you in the shrubs, but he makes you sick at the same time. I have seen some of Scott's videos where he's become kind of sick and sweaty and stuff. while he's out investigating and starts to feel better as he moves away from the area. So he's experienced that as well. Anyway, it was an interesting article. It's not real long to read. He just gets right to the point and backs it up with some of the pictures that he's captured out of his videos. Check that out. This video is from South Jersey Sasquatch. It was published May 10, 2013, has less than 400 views. The interesting thing about this video is that he's standing, obviously according to the video here, down a power line clearing, and he sees two personages or two persons or walking down the center way. I think I missed him already, but anyway, kind of walking down the center, and he tries to keep his camera on him for as long as he can. The odd thing about those two that were walking that way is that they were both appeared to be, both were all black, and so he became pretty curious and kind of alarmed over that. So he's following along with his camera, and he has a follow-up to this video, and he's got the investigation skills to try to get to the bottom of what these two things were. So on to his next video then. He goes back to the site, and he himself walks along the same path that those two were walking, and trying to do a size comparison between himself and those two that he saw. And there's a difference in size for sure, but there are he shot other videos as well, but I found this particular case along here to be the most interesting. Here's a shot of his channel, South Jersey Sasquatch. And I'm sorry, I can't remember his name right now. I think at one point I did know his name, but anyway, he does good work in terms of when you find something, he investigates it to the fullest, trying to get to the bottom of whether or not what he captured was an anomaly or whether it could easily be debunked. So let me bring this back a little bit so you can maybe see those two that he catches. You can see them walking right along here, and he loses them. They go actually they went straight up, but he lost them for a little bit. He couldn't find them, and then he finds them again. But by that time, they're really, really hard to see on the video. But anyway, check this out, South Jersey Sasquatch. This clip in particular, these two are pretty interesting. I think he's got 4 altogether, so he doesn't just do this once, go out there and try to draw a conclusion. He went out there a couple times to investigate and experiment to try to determine what it was he captured. Anyway, it was good stuff. Check it out. This video I found just a couple days ago, and it's entitled Sylvanic Bigfoot Killings. It was published March 8th of this year. It's got almost 25,000 hits. The odd thing about this video is that the audio portion of it is actually a radio broadcast, and the link is attached to this video as well. A radio broadcast by Tom Biscardi. And he starts to talk about what they call the Dan Hamilton incident in the Canadian Rockies, where this Dan Hamilton, I guess, who was a paramedic, went missing up in the mountains, and his body was found later. But not only him, but there were a few others who met their deaths up there, supposedly at the hands of Bigfoot. And it's been kept on the very much on the down low, and nobody seems to know whether or not it's true. Can't find any other information regarding or any reports, anything like that regarding that that story. Anyway, this is the link to the radio show that Tom Biscardi was on, and he begins to talk about this incident a little over a minute and a half or so from the end of the broadcast. So you'll have to move to about right here or so where my cursor is to start to listen, you know. But it's the same broadcast that's on this video, so there's probably not a need to do that. But anyway, this is the source. So I went online and tried to find more information. The only thing I could find was this blog on the Dan Hamilton incident, and you can read for yourself. And actually, Todd Standing posted, this was back in 2007, and you can draw your own conclusions about what he says, but take a look at the blog, listen to the broadcast on this video, and if anybody out there knows anything more about this, because supposedly it's been kept on the down low, or has been hushed up supposedly by the families of those who were killed, which sounds a little odd, but if anyone out there knows anything more about this supposedly took place in 2005. It looks like it's been floating around out there for years and years without resolution. If anybody knows anything, please enlighten the rest of us. And I have no idea what that's about. Anyway, check it out. Alright, check this out. I'm not even really sure, I don't really remember where I found this, but it's called Paleo Art. And it has these photographs of these ancient beings. Like this fellow here is Homo neanderthalensis. And it says that he roamed or disappeared in Asia by 50,000 years ago, and in Europe about 30,000 years ago. So I mean, these are ancient beings, and it's supposed to be art, but these look like actual beings. It's crazy. And there's more. There's one fellow here who looks aboriginal. He looks like an aborigine. Get this to work. Homo heidelbergensis. Let's see what it says about him. It said inhabited South Africa between 500,000 and 300,000 years ago. That's a long time, but he looks very aborigine. Anyway, there's a few more. There's even a child here, 2 children. But wouldn't it be a trip to walk into a Walmart and everybody looked different like that? Anyway, this has nothing to do with Bigfoot. This was just one of those peculiar things I ran into. Check it out. All right, that's all I've got this week. Thanks for watching, and I want to thank all the new subscribers as well. We hit 500 last week, which is way beyond what I thought these videos would ever do, so I'm grateful for that. Also, those of you who submitted ideas or pieces or have said, hey Vic, take a look at this, at least 1 or 2 pieces every week since I've done Bigfoot Weekly have come from viewers and subscribers, so keep that coming. I appreciate that very much. Sometimes it takes me a little while to get it on, but eventually I do, if it's something that's that's worth sharing. Anyway, I appreciate that, and we'll talk again next week. Thanks.